Welcome back to CryptosRUs. I am George. We're all George. So happy Labor Day. I'm not live tonight, but I will be tomorrow morning. I did want, however, to give you guys a quick update as Bitcoin has clawed up back to 59.3. Can we see 60,000 once again tomorrow? Let's take a look. Right now, the futures market is indicating that we may have a red day, but right now, overall, it's hard to tell. I've been talking about what to look forward to this week. We have to wait until Friday to find out. We got some big numbers coming out Friday, but leading up to that, hey, maybe rocky, or maybe we just go sideways. Europe, Asia, kind of sideways right now. We do know that the fear is still there, right? Fear index is showing that we are in extreme fear level 26. This is never a good place to be, right? And I know a lot of you guys are fearful, wondering what's going on. Why are we not moving up? Why are we going sideways? Is the bull run over? And we're starting to see scary headlines. Look at this one. Look at this one. Beware of a Bitcoin backslide to $50,000 as it enters historically worst month of the year. That is true. I talked about this morning. If you didn't watch it, go watch my stream from this morning. September is historically the worst month of the year. But for the last 4 years, we haven't had a rate cut. Okay, we had elevated rates and ever increasing rate hikes. But for the first time in history this month, not first time in history, but the first time in 4 years, we're going to get a cut. We're going to start moving backwards towards zero. Finally, right? So just because something has been before doesn't mean that it will be now, right? Meaning that, hey, just because September was bad before doesn't mean that it has to be bad now, especially when we have the Fed here to rescue the economy, right? That's the whole point of the Fed rate cut. That's coming up. But you know what? Despite all the scariness, the FUD meter, fear meter being so high, and fuddish, articles like this, there are still so many that are bullish, like myself and VanEck, who just came out today with an article or a summary or a prediction. I don't know what you categorize this, but this is what they think Bitcoin will be at in 2050, okay, in about 26 years. Worst case scenario, 130,000. If it takes 26 years for Bitcoin to get 130,000, I'd say that's pretty bad. But base scenario, about 2.9 million. Best case scenario with elevated inflation, 52 million, right? I'm going to say we're going to be between 3 million and 52 million. I think that is accurate. 2050, how many cycles is that from here on out? Many, right? And at that point, there will be no more Bitcoin. None to go around. Exchange reserves will probably be near zero at that point. We'll have countries hoarding Bitcoin like there's no tomorrow, more so than they're doing with gold. And basically, I would say every public trade company by then will have some sort of Bitcoin strategy. So yeah, there are some of us that recognize that, hey, not time to be bearish. It's time to be bullish. Wall Street certainly is. 13 of the top 25 ETFs launched this year are either Bitcoin and Ether related. Think about it. It's more than half. And out of the 400 new ETFs, the top 4 are all Bitcoin related, with BlackRock coming in at over $21 billion. Right? We know BlackRock, Larry Fink, very bullish on Bitcoin. But let's not forget Fidelity and ARK and Bitwise, 4 of the biggest ETFs launched so far, and it's only been, what, 8 months? 8 months. What about in another 8 months? What about in another 80 months, right? So there are, of course, those that truly understand, are taking the opportunity to just load up. And just look at this. Besides the ETFs, you got MicroStrategy, you got Tether, you got Mara, you got Tesla, you got Coinbase, you got Hut 8, you got a lot of companies loading up, including Metaplanet, even though they're on a much smaller scale. But it shows you what Bitcoin and a Bitcoin strategy does for companies, because Metaplanet stock is absolutely on fire in Japan, right? So my point is, don't fall for FUD. Don't fall for manipulation. I made a big point about manipulation in my Sunday video, right? What is Wyckoff accumulation? Manipulation from the big boys. This was something that traders discovered a long time ago. Basically, this is how Wall Street controls certain stocks, by making them go in a certain pattern while they accumulate, while they drive out retail investors, and then they let things soar, right? And now we can apply it for Bitcoin. We have seen many periods like this where it does seem like Bitcoin is following the Wyckoff accumulation. There are those that are trying to suppress Bitcoin's price right now so that they can accumulate more. You don't want to fall for this FUD. Don't listen to negative headlines like this. Focus on the future like this, right? There's no point to be focusing on the negatives. Focus on the positives, right? Especially when it comes to Bitcoin, because there's so many positives. Wyckoff accumulation is basically indicating we will get that turnaround soon. And of course, once we do, we will break into new high territory. Here's another chart that shows that an inverse head and shoulders pointing upwards. Yes, that is still building. And another pattern, which is the giant coupled handle, still in play. These are all indicating that Bitcoin, you just have to have a little more patience, that we will go higher. We will break that 73,000 formed earlier this year. And we will head to 80, 90, 100,000. I believe we will break six figures by the end of this year. Yes, end of this year, not end of next year. End of this year. You just have to have some patience, right? Continue to hodl and DC if you can, but more importantly, just have patience. Let the gains come to you. And another crypto that I believe in is Solana. And look at this. Solana defies market-wide trend, leads weekly inflows. That's right. In terms of institutions, we saw Bitcoin and Ethereum go negative for weekly inflows. But then we saw Solana have inflow and leading the way. That's actually quite interesting. Quite interesting. Is it? Not really. Not really. It makes a whole lot of sense, right? And from a price action perspective, it doesn't look like Solana is ready to break out just like Bitcoin. But besides Solana, there are many others that are definitely waiting to break out as well. Today, we have some greens, right? Obviously, a little bit better than this past weekend. And today's off. Wall Street's off. Let's see where things go tomorrow when market opens. Overall, I think we're at that cusp of making a big move, right? We are in September. We are in a scary month. And there are scary headlines and scary actors out there. But again, stay strong, my friends. Enjoy your Labor Day weekend or Labor Day. And I'll see you guys tomorrow, 8:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. All right? Smash the like, subscribe to the channel. Take care. Bye-bye.